Search Generative Experience. What is it and how will it affect your business? Let's get into it. Google unveiled at its Google I/O conference in 2023 the next generation of search. And this is something that has been dubbed SGE, or Search Generative Experience. Fast forward to 2024, and online marketeers and the online community are trying to figure out exactly what SGE will do for search, both paid and organic. So what is the Search Generative Experience? Well, it's important to start by saying that if you're a business that already uses keyword strategies, that it's not an instant win. It's not a guarantee that you will hit #1 in your rankings or even the top 10. Your keyword strategy as it stands will need to evolve. And that's something that's really important with SGE. SGE itself is based around Google's AI and machine learning algorithms. It's designed to make sure that the search experience is, by all intents and purposes, a one-stop shop, more so than it's ever been before. It's important to say that SGE doesn't tackle things of a medical nature, or as Google likes to put it, your money or your life topics. These are topics around financial investments and things like that, but also things to do with medical advice and diagnosis. Although Google is putting AI in the front and center of it, it is looking at trying to protect itself from possible lawsuits. So how does SGE work? Well, essentially Google's AI algorithm uses something called a large language model. This favors natural language types over the more technical and detailed search terms we may have been using more recently. What that means is it eliminates jargon from the search data. It makes it a much more encompassing experience. And in fact, when you use SGE, not only will you find there are suggestions in terms of sites, in terms of purchases if you're making an e-commerce search, but there's also follow-up questions designed to keep you going through the process of asking Google. It's expanding that language model so that every time you're using search or SGE, it gets better and better depending on what you're asking it. So why is this important? Well, as I said, SGE prioritizes natural language models. It means it's easier to search for terms that are in and around the thing you're looking for. What that then means is the way that keywords comes into this changes slightly. So we have our top, middle and bottom level keywords, or bottom level ones being known as long tail keywords. Here's an example of how you might see top level keywords. I might put in teach kid to hold breath. A mid-level keyword, how much do swim lessons cost? A long tail or a lower level keyword is swim instructors near me, or top reviewed swim instructors. These are an example of how SGE is looking at those lower level keywords as a priority because it can generate more content from them. Google is wanting to create a much more immersive experience. Now with that comes advantages and disadvantages. In terms of those advantages, Google pulls from a wider range of sources and it brings the information it deems necessary based on your search into SGE. Now, unlike our traditional search, shall we call it, rather than having multiple links for you then to click on, it pulls the information into shorter bite-sized summaries. Now, at the moment, there's no way to understand why these sites are being ranked and why these sites are being pulled from. Although in experiments by people who've tested SGE, it was noted that there were keywords and phrases that could be copied from certain sites, planted onto other sites, re-indexed through Google, and from that, the rankings of those pages shot up within SGE. So keywords now are more important than ever, and those long tail keywords particularly are something we're going to look at in other videos coming forward. So what are the disadvantages of SGE? Well, Google is creating an immersive experience, wanting to pull from many different sites. The two main disadvantages you may face is that if Google is pooling these sites and bringing this information without creating click-throughs, is your web traffic could go down. The other disadvantage is if your information is used within SGE, it's not clear as yet as to how that's accredited to your particular website. So there's a lot of work still to do to inspire confidence in what SGE can deliver in terms of how it will affect you and your business. Overall, this means your website needs to demonstrate and use keywords in a far more detailed way, particularly utilising those long-tail keywords that we spoke about. Ultimately, deploying a deeper recognition of Google's EEAT model, or experience, expertise, authoritativeness and trust model, and employing that into your content on your website will ultimately make you far more ready for SGE when it comes in. Building your site around this model can take time, and often as a business owner, you may not have that time. As an agency, you want to do the best you can for your clients. So running a full SEO audit is a good place to start, building now for the future ahead with SGE. We've touched on some of the drawbacks of SGE previously, but it's important to outline the fact there are still huge steps to take before SGE really takes hold. At present, the main drawback is the geographical location. You can only really test SGE if you're based in a country like the US, where you can have access to Google Labs so you can use SGE. So the testing is very limited. It means there's still an unknown quantity here as to what we're looking at dealing with when it comes to SGE's rollout. There's no clearly defined roadmap with this, and at the time of recording, we at Red Pepper are still learning and still trying to absorb as much information about what that could look like and how that could affect you and your business. There is the potential for inaccuracy, like anything we've seen up until this point with AI. ChatGPT, Bard have all displayed great uses, but also great inaccuracies. And there's still a lot of work to do for SGE to really become a dominant powerhouse when it comes to search. And finally, there's the subject matter that I'm sure a lot of business owners who are currently using paid advertising will be asking. Should I ditch my paid advertising? The simple answer is absolutely not. At this point in time, and at time of recording, paid search is still giving you much better results. It's a tried and tested method, so why would you let it go? Absolutely, like any agency, we at Red Pepper would be looking at what SGE could offer our clients. But ultimately, at this point in time, paid search is still a very good option for you. So how will SGE affect your business, and what can you do to prepare? Well, there's two modes of thinking with this. Firstly, if you're someone that's already got an SEO strategy in place, well done. But now's the time to refine it. Look at your content on your website. Look at your blog posts. Make sure they're SEO ready. Make sure your keywords are being regularly reviewed, and make sure that you are getting the very best out of all of those areas to make you SGE ready. Obviously, the more we learn at Red Pepper, the more we understand about SGE going forward, we'll transmit that through these videos to you and start and help you and your business build a picture of what it is to be SGE ready. If you're someone that doesn't have an SEO strategy, now's the time to make those changes. Now's the time to optimize your website for great content and SEO ready content as well. Obviously, the Red Pepper team are on hand to help you with that, and we can develop a roadmap for your business's success online and on social. Keyword research is now more important than ever to understand those keyword rankings for your business sphere and space is so important. So at the end of this video, by all means, please reach out to us here at Red Pepper. We're only happy to help. So why is it important to act now? SGE is coming. The roadmap is a little bit unclear, and at the moment, and at the time of recording, we're not sure exactly when SGE will become commonplace. But Google's put enough behind it to know that it is coming, and it will have a massive impact on how your business's visibility is online and through search. It's important to state that we don't know fully yet what the impact is on e-commerce or service providing or sponsored posts. That's coming later as well, and we'll be on it as soon as we know exactly what's going on in those spheres. It's important to understand that a great domain authority on your site, combined with good keyword usage, combined with quality content, And building an authoritativeness to your page, to go back to Google's EEAT model, is a key way of building your business's visibility and success for the future. We've done a written blog on this. We're opening a series of different videos, but we've done an initial blog that we'll link to in the description below. Let us know your thoughts down below, and we'll see you next time.